No, hypothetical. No, this is not hypothetical. This is a law. We're discussing what the law says. Do you acknowledge that Law 76-8-506, providing false information to a law enforcement officer, government agency, or specified professional exists?
Yes, I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have received a return phone call from the American Fork Police Department. I was not expecting them to call me back. It's tough to even get through. I think most people that are trying to call, they're just not getting through at all.
To speak with an officer or to file a report, please press 3. Thank
you. Your call cannot be transferred. Please try again later. Thank you.
The department pretty clearly has been screening out-of-state calls based on the times when I've talked. Specifically, the second dispatcher I spoke to kind of confirmed that idea.
And so, yeah, let me get this information in. And, yeah, it does look like you're local because of the...
801. Yeah, I'm in Kaysville. I'm in Kaysville.
Okay, sounds good.
They're flooded. They're overwhelmed. And they don't necessarily want to hear all the truth about what's going on. Some of them do. That one dispatcher I talked to was just really pleasant. It appears that what happened, and she commented like, "Oh, you're a local number," and it seems that since I was nice to her, it seems that she helped to get that return phone call set up for me. Whereas otherwise, I don't think they might have called me back.
Is this about the Lego case?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, the guy who called me back, Officer Mackay, I don't know how to spell that, but Officer Mackay from the American Fork Police Department called me. It was basically a lesson in gaslighting, which is not just trying to lie to people, but it's really just pretending to be completely inept and pretending to not understand basic English, pretending not to hear things, that sort of stuff. And putting words in other people's mouths also. Just playing dumb. Yeah. However, with that, and that's expected, right? So I started trying to build rapport with Officer Mackay. He started out kind of nice. Tell me your name again, officer.
Officer Mackay.
Mackay. Hi, Officer Mackay. My name is Matthew Lemon.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah. Well, you guys are going... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, sorry. What were you going to say?
You guys are going through a rough time right now.
Good.
But I threw him a bone, and he didn't take it. He just watched it land on the floor.
Good.
Not everybody. Not everybody was involved in corruption. Only some of them, right?
Is this about the Lego case?
Yeah. I gave him the opportunity to say, no, I'm not corrupt like those other guys. Or even to say, no, a lot of us are really good. Just to acknowledge the reality right now in the world of what is clearly, obviously true. They don't really want to, at least Officer Mackay really didn't want to acknowledge any of that. He just pretended he didn't hear me and moved on. What that tells us about Officer Mackay is a lot. It tells us that Officer Mackay has a groupthink mob mentality. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So I got some notes here.
Falsification.
Okay. Is this against who exactly?
Joshua Johnson and Brandon Best.
Hold on, let me read this. All right, and then what do you believe is the falsification?
Yeah, just give me a half a second here. All right, yeah, so the falsification, are you familiar with the falsification statute?
I am not,
okay.
If I'm being honest. I'm also not really familiar with this case.
Okay, oh, great, even better, because that means you're not, like, prejudiced toward anybody. So falsification would be, I'll give you the statute number. It's 78-6-506. Now, it's that whole section 5 is falsification, but it's 506 is the one that applies to this case.
Okay.
So defamation is no longer a criminal offense in Utah. Are you familiar with the fact that defamation has now been turned into a completely civil matter?
I am, yes.
Okay. So if somebody defames me, I can't file a criminal charge against them because it's now a civil matter and I have to file a civil lawsuit in that case. However, under specific circumstances, there is a falsification charge. A falsification, and like I say, it's a huge article. It's got like 15 different little sections, but 506 is the one that applies to this case. So it's all the different ways, basically, that a person could destroy evidence, falsify evidence, lie to a police officer, and make a false claim of criminality against somebody. And so 506 deals with that. And so it's not falsification just to lie, but it's falsification to lie to a police officer and tell a police officer that somebody committed a crime which they did not commit, which that person knows the person did not commit. Joshua Johnson claimed that Ben had heroin in his car. This was a lie. This was a lie which was told to the American Fork Police Department in order to get him charged with a crime that Joshua Johnson knew did not occur.
Okay. Let's write that down.
I mean, let me just ask you this way, officer. Are people allowed to lie to police officers in order to mislead the police officers with regard to crimes?
So, unless proven otherwise, we still conduct investigations based off of information that we're given.
That's right. That's right. And are people, but yeah, that's the way you guys operate in your investigation. That was not my question. My question is, are citizens allowed, if you're investigating something, you say that, okay, we let's say someone has cocaine. Okay, we heard you have cocaine and the person does have cocaine. Are they allowed to lie and say that they do not have the cocaine, even though they do? They have the right to remain silent, but are they allowed to lie about it?
So, I mean, hypothetically, hold on.
Hypothetically, are people allowed to lie about the commission of a crime to an officer? According to section 76-8-5.
So, if you don't mind, Matthew, if we could just kind of get to the falsification point.
That is the falsification point. 76-8-506.
Him having possession of a controlled substance.
Yeah, it was a lie. Now, so you have not acknowledged whether or not citizens are allowed to lie to police officers about the commission of a crime. Is someone allowed to, if you're investigating a crime, is someone allowed to lie to you to tell you that they don't have the drugs that they do have? Are they allowed to do that? Do you know? Are you familiar with that or not? I mean, it's okay if you don't know, but it's not okay for you to just pretend you haven't heard me.
I am listening to you right now, Matthew, but it's just, I kind of want to avoid the hypothetical thing that we're playing.
No. I'm asking you what the law. I'm asking you about the law. Are you not a police officer? You're not sworn to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America, Constitution of the State of Utah, and the law of Utah? You're not sworn to uphold Section 78-6-506. Do you understand it or not?
So I'll be honest with you. I haven't really looked into that section.
Yeah, that's okay. That's great. That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Section 76.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, you know 76.
So other than the falsification claim, and again, like, this is an ongoing case. Everything's still under investigation. So,
yeah, but no one's made the falsification claim yet. I'm the first person who's brought that up because I'm the only person who knows the Utah statutes well enough to tell you about the falsification claim. You did not even know that falsification is a thing. I appreciate your candor about the fact that you don't know what falsification is. The fact that you do not know what falsification is means that you're not qualified to argue with me about falsification. All you are qualified to do is take information and then look up falsification afterwards.
And I'm not trying to argue with you, sir. I'm just trying to gather the information in regards to the claim that you're making.
Well, when I say something and you pretend that you don't understand English, I say something, you should ignore what I said and act like I didn't say it. That's unprofessional communication. You are required to act with professionalism and civility to all the citizens who call even if they're uncivil to you, but especially if they are civil to you. Stonewalling and gaslighting is a form of lying where a person pretends not to understand the words of another person. It is okay for you to say, I don't know the answer to that question. It is okay even for you to say, I'm not ready to answer that question.
Said that to you, sir.
Yeah, eventually, but it took me several minutes to get that out of you. And at first you pretended like you did not hear what I said. Now we're able to move on to the next thing because we've had clear and ample communication regarding the previous matter. So falsification, if a person calls up the police and says, yeah, this guy has heroin in his car, and I know he's got heroin in his car, and the person does not have heroin in his car, that is a crime. It's called falsification. It is the statute is explicit. You can read it after the phone call. Obviously, you're not familiar with the statute, so we can't really discuss the merits of whether or not the issue that I'm reporting actually is falsification. However, after you read the statute, you will have no question in your mind.
We're not playing the hypothetical game.
No, hypothetical. No, this is not hypothetical. This is a law. We're discussing what the law says. An actor commits providing false information to a law enforcement officer, government agency, or specified professional if the actor knowingly gives or causes to be given false information to a peace officer. Subparagraph 2, information concerning the commission of an offense to a peace officer knowing that the offense did not occur or knowing that the actor has no information relating to the offense or danger. This is not a hypothetical question. I'm not asking you hypothetically whether this law exists. This law does exist. Do you dispute the existence of this law?
No, I'm not disputing anything.
Because you were
I'm
telling
just
somebody,
trying to get-
you were saying to somebody else, there was somebody else right behind you. You were talking to somebody else. You were talking to somebody else and you told them, I just told him I'm not going to play this game of hypotheticals. Okay, so my next complaint is falsification, not just with regard to the heroin, but also falsification with regard to harassment and with regard to stalking. These were false claims that were made by Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson. Now, the thing is that there's a whole bunch of redacted audio with regard to these guys that's been hidden from the public. But in that redacted audio, and especially in the 911 calls, you have overwhelming evidence that Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson lied to law enforcement for the deliberate purpose of causing peace officers to believe that a crime occurred which did not occur. I'm not just talking about the blatant lie of heroin in a car. I'm talking about the lies about stalking. I'm talking about the lies about harassment. Falsification is when somebody lies to a police officer. It is a crime, and it is not okay for you guys to pretend like you don't know that those guys stole a bunch of Legos. You do know that.